If it needs time, it is false. The real is always with you. You need not wait to be what you are. Only you must not allow your mind to go out of yourself in search. All search for happiness is misery and leads to more misery. The only happiness worth the name is the happiness of conscious being. Don't stray away from yourself. You are not even a human being. You just are. A point of awareness, coextensive with time and space, and beyond both. The ultimate cause, itself uncaused. If you ask me, who are you? My answer would be, nothing in particular, yet I am. You must realize yourself as the immovable, behind and beyond the movable, the silent witness of all that happens. You realize that the person you became at birth and will cease to be at death is temporary and false. You are not the sensual, emotional, intellectual person gripped by desires and fears. Find out your real being. Go into it deeply. Listen to what I keep on telling you, and do not move away from it. Having reached that far, abandon all thoughts, not only of the world, but of yourself also. Stay beyond all thoughts in silent being, awareness. It is not progress, for what you come to is already there in you, waiting for you. Experience, however sublime, is not the real thing. By its very nature, it comes and goes. Self-realization is not an acquisition. It is more in the nature of understanding. Once arrived at, it cannot be lost. On the other hand, consciousness is changeful, flowing, undergoing transformation from moment to moment. Do not hold on to consciousness and its contents. Consciousness held ceases. To try to perpetuate a flash of insight or a burst of happiness is destructive of what it wants to preserve. What comes must go. The permanent is beyond all comings and goings. Go to the root of all experience, to the source of being. Beyond being and not being lies the immensity of the real. Tirelessly, I draw your attention to the one incontrovertible fact. that of being. Being needs no proofs. It proves all else. If only you go deeply into the fact of being and discover the vastness and the glory to which I am is the door, and cross the door and go beyond, your life will be full of happiness and light. Believe me, the effort needed is as nothing compared with the discoveries arrived at. There is such a way open to all, on every level, in every walk of life. Everybody is aware of themselves. The deepening and the broadening of self-awareness is the royal way. Call it mindfulness, or witnessing, or just attention. It is for all. None is unripe for it, and none can fail. It is the nature of all manifestation that the good and the bad follow each other in equal measure. The true refuge is only in the unmanifested. Past and future are in mind only. I am now. I live in a world of realities, while yours is of imagination. Your world is personal, private, unshareable, intimately your own. Nobody can enter it, see as you see, hear as you hear, feel your emotions and think your thoughts. In your world, you are truly alone, enclosed in your ever-changing dream, which you take for life. My world is an open world, common to all, accessible to all. In my world, there is community, insight, love, real quality. The individual is the total, the totality in the individual. All are one, and the one is all. Refuse all thoughts except one, the thought, I am. The mind will rebel in the beginning, but with patience and perseverance, it will yield and keep quiet. Once you are quiet, things will begin to happen spontaneously and quite naturally, without any interference on your part. It is not your real being that is restless, but its reflection in the mind appears restless because the mind is restless. It is just like the reflection of the moon in the water, stirred by the wind. The wind of desire stirs the mind, and the me, which is but a reflection of the self in the mind, appears changeful. But these ideas of movement, of restlessness, of pleasure and pain, are all in the mind. The self stands beyond the mind, aware but unconcerned. You are the self, here and now. Leave the mind alone. Stand aware and unconcerned, and you will realize that to stand alert but detached, watching events come and go, is an aspect of your real nature. The very examination of the mechanism of confusion can show you the way. After all, your confusion is only in your mind, which never rebelled so far against confusion and never got to grips with it. It rebelled only against pain. Be alert. Question. Observe. Investigate. Learn all you can about confusion, how it operates, what it does to you and others. By being clear about confusion, you become clear of confusion. Awareness is primordial. It is the original state, beginningless, endless, uncaused, unsupported, without parts, without change. Consciousness is on contact, a reflection against the surface, a state of duality. There can be no consciousness without awareness, but there can be awareness without consciousness, as in deep sleep. Awareness is absolute. Consciousness is relative to its content. Consciousness is always of something. Consciousness is partial and changeful. Awareness is total, changeless, calm, and silent. And it is the common matrix of every experience. Since it is awareness that makes consciousness possible, there is awareness in every state of consciousness. Therefore, the very consciousness of being conscious is already a movement in awareness. Interest in your stream of consciousness takes you to awareness. It is not a new state. It is at once recognized as the original, basic existence, which is life itself, and also love and joy. The true knowledge of the self is not a knowledge. It is not something that you find by searching, by looking everywhere. It is not to be found in space or time. Knowledge is but a memory, a pattern of thought, a mental habit. All these are motivated by pleasure and pain. It is because you are goaded by pleasure and pain that you are in search of knowledge. Being oneself is completely beyond all motivation. You cannot be yourself for some reason. You are yourself, and no reason is needed. You can only cease to be as you seem to be now. There is nothing cruel in what I say. To wake up a person from a nightmare is compassion. You came here because you are in pain, and all I say is, wake up. Know yourself. Be yourself. The end of pain lies not in pleasure. When you realize that you are beyond both pain and pleasure, aloof and unassailable, then the pursuit of happiness ceases, and the resultant sorrow too. For pain aims at pleasure, and pleasure ends in pain, relentlessly. The very search for pleasure is the cause of pain. It is a vicious circle. There is only freedom in the ultimate state. Your kind of happiness depends on something or other and can be lost. Freedom from everything depends on nothing and cannot be lost. Freedom from sorrow has no cause and therefore cannot be destroyed. Realize that freedom. The greatest guru is your inner self. Truly, They are the supreme teacher. They alone can take you to your goal, and they alone meet you at the end of the road. Confide in that, and you need no outer guru. But again, you must have the strong desire to find it and do nothing that will create obstacles and delays. And do not waste energy and time on regrets. Learn from your mistakes and do not repeat them. The real is always with you. You need not wait to be what you are. Only you must not allow your mind to go out of yourself in search. When you want something, ask yourself, do I really need it? And if the answer is no, then just drop it.